Mazdrop's Sennheiser HD6XX headphones claim to deliver a reference sound for a reasonable $200, and that's what you've been told in all Mazdrop sponsored videos. But did they deliver? And most importantly, is this something that you actually need? HD6XX come in a black box with foam padding, ensuring a very safe shipping. The box looks really nice, making a good first impression. Inside you'll find headphones, 3.5mm to 6.3mm jack adapter, and a manual/warranty. First, let's cover the basics. HD6XX are pretty much the HD650s, with the only difference being a shorter cable, the connector which is 3.5mm instead of 6.3, and the color. Everything else is supposed to be the same. Although original 650s are 14 years old, the design is still acceptable. The very first thing you notice when you take them out of the box is the size of the ear caps, which are pretty big, but I personally take it as an advantage. The outer casing of the ear caps is made of steel mesh, disclosing their open back nature. The headband is made of plastic with a firm padding with a cutout in the middle. The clamping force is quite strong, but in case of my M-sized head, it's not an issue, but it might be if you have a larger head. Earcaps padding is also firm, and the material is very nice to touch. I think I prefer this over a PU leather. While the padding seems pretty thick, my ears still manage to touch the driver casing, and I'm afraid it will get worse over time when the pads break in and eventually begin to wear out. HD6XX have enough swivel and length adjustment to comfortably fit your head. Since my cat loves chewing on various cords, I appreciate the detachable cable design. The overall build quality is okay, but when you look closer, you start to wonder if the fact that they're made in Ireland is really something to brag about. The plastic headband looks a little tacky, like it's been made in Soviet Russia, and the left ear cap padding is a little malformed. Believe me or not, but recently reviewed Xiaomi Mi headphones have a much better premium feel. Given the XL ear cap size, I was really hoping that this would provide plenty of comfort for my large ears. And they actually do. I can easily sit for 2 hours straight without feeling discomfort. This is also due to the open back design, which prevents ears from getting hotter over time. I tested these headphones with Sound Blaster X7 audio interface as well as a cheap Chinese tube amp. FLAC audio tracks were served either by my computer or a Raspberry Pi equipped with Hi-Fi Berry DAC Plus Pro or Digi. After seeing all YouTube reviews, I was expecting that the sound will knock my socks off, but that didn't happen. I cannot say a bad thing about how these sound. They're very honest and don't favor any of the frequencies. The bass response is superb. The mids and highs are perfect, but it's not like you can get close to that with a headset that's half the price. I was very skeptical about the open back design and the wider soundstage that it's supposed to deliver, but the difference is actually noticeable. What is also noticeable is the sound leaking. With the volume knob at reasonable levels, I can hear each key press and mouse click. To some this might not be a problem, but it does bother me a little. These headphones are not your general purpose one-to-rule-them-all kind of headphones. They're great for music listening, but not so much for anything else. You can't really use them on the go. They're quite cumbersome to travel with, and using them while casually browsing the web is questionable due to lack of isolation. Having said that, I don't regret spending over $200 for this, but if you're on a tight budget looking for a general purpose headset, you should look somewhere else. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.